Hello and welcome to Excel English with VKJ. My dear children, in my last video, Invitations and Replies Part 1, I had dealt with formal invitations and replies, and today, in the second edition, I shall be dealing with informal invitations and replies. For those who have missed my first video, let me tell you once again what is an invitation. An invitation is a short composition used to invite people to functions, celebrations, etc. It is extended to friends, relatives, acquaintances, clients, and more on occasions such as weddings, births, engagements, deaths, public functions, etc. Invitations are of two kinds: formal invitations, which are once again of two types: printed cards without the name of the addressee and formal typed or handwritten letters with the name of the addressee. Now this part, the formal invitations, I have already covered in my first video, and today we shall be dealing with the second type of invitations, that is the informal invitations and replies. Yes, in informal invitations there are certain guidelines which we need to keep in mind while drafting them. First of all, informal invitations are sent for personal occasions to friends, relatives, and acquaintances. Unlike the formal invitations, the informal invitations are written in the first person, that is, I or we. The sender's address is written, not the receiver's address. The date of writing the invitation is mentioned. The salutation is dear and the name. For example, dear Mr. and Mrs. Malik. The complimentary clause should be yours sincerely. Unlike formal invitations, various tenses may be used as required. If you remember, in the formal invitations, only the simple present tense was used. Then, it does not ask for a reply. Hence, we do not write RSVP in an informal invitation. The style and tone of the language used in an informal invitation is less formal and relaxed. In an informal invitation, we find space to write personal feelings and emotions. And last but not the least, the word limit as per CBSE guidelines is 50 words. Well, children, now let us understand the format of an informal invitation along with the sample on display. Please look at the sample invitation on display. We begin with the sender's address, 26 Diamond Villa, New Delhi. Below it, you write the date, 15th January 2020. After that, the salutation, Dear Mr. and Mrs. Malik. Then we begin with the invite line along with the occasion. We are pleased to invite you to the 21st birthday party of our son Ryan. Then you need to mention the time, date and venue at 6:30 p.m. on the 24th of January at our residence. We hope you will join us. Next is the complimentary clause, yours sincerely, followed by the sender's name, Mr. and Mrs. Thomas. Now children, please see that in the sender's address there is no punctuation, no comma at the end or no full stop at the end, and even in the complimentary clause you don't have a comma. So keep in mind there are no commas and full stops in the sender's address and in the complimentary clause. One more point to keep in mind is that the tone of the invitation should be a very relaxed one and a less formal one. And it goes without saying that an invitation always needs to be brief and specific. I am sure, children, you have understood the format of an informal invitation. Though I have told you that we do not write RSVP in an informal invitation because it does not ask for a reply, but then it's a courtesy to reply to an invitation. So now let us know how to reply to an informal invitation. The reply should be written in the first person. Secondly, you need to acknowledge the invitation. Then mention your acceptance or your refusal In case of refusal, you need to specify the reason. Keep in mind that you have to use very warm and simple language even if it is a refusal, and the word limit as per CBSE guidelines is 50 words. Yes, children, we now come to the format of an informal reply of acceptance. Let us see the format. The sender's address, we begin with 36 Chaurangi Lane, New Delhi, followed by the date 18 January 2020. Always keep in mind to write the date as per the invitation. Salutation, dear Mr. and Mrs. Thomas. Acknowledgement and acceptance. Here we write, we are so thankful to you for your kind invitation to your son Ryan's birthday party. We shall be pleased to join you for the celebration. So this line, we shall be pleased to join you for the celebration, is the acceptance. And the previous line, we are so thankful to you for your kind invitation, was the acknowledgement. Then we come to the complimentary close and the name. Yours sincerely, Mr. and Mrs. Malik. I'm sure it's clear to you, children, how to write an informal reply of acceptance. Well, sometimes you may need to reply mentioning your refusal, that is your inability to accept the invitation. So in case of an informal reply of refusal, how do we go about it? Let us look at the sample. It's the same like the previous one. We begin with the sender's address, 36 Chaurangi Lane, New Delhi. Then the date, 18 January 2020. Then the salutation, dear Mr. and Mrs. Thomas. And then we come to the acknowledgement, refusal, and the good wishes. So we are so thankful to you for your kind invitation. This is the acknowledgement. Then the refusal. But we are so sorry to say that we shall not be able to come for the celebration as we are going out of station for a fortnight. So this was the refusal along with the reason. Then the good wishes, loads of blessings for Ryan. And then we end with the complimentary close and the name. Yours sincerely, Mr. and Mrs. Malik. So in an informal reply of refusal, in the body you need to write the acknowledgement, the refusal along with the reason, and the good wishes. I hope I am clear, children. Well, that was an easy peasy part of your question paper, isn't it? It's absolutely easy to score 4 out of 4 in this question of invitations and replies. So thanks for watching. This is Mrs. V.K. Jayashree from BNR Excellence Academy. And if you like my video, please do like, share, and of course subscribe. Thank you.